pledge allegiance to the flag.
We're on, Jeff.
Oh, yeah?
Running around. Recording in progress.
Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Mr. Blanton?
Here.
Mr. Reiniger?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes, here.
The executive session portion of this agenda has been moved. The party can't be here due to an illness in the family. So we go on to for consideration of the 2 dump trucks.
I didn't realize you gentlemen had not been asked about that. So, Mr. Miller is asking to replace 2 of his dump trucks next year. The lead time is probably 9 months, maybe 10. So he's hoping that he can get this order into Ford before they stop taking orders for next year. I do know in the village of Cleves was purchasing a truck from Hank Ford, that he told me Greendale waited 1.5 years for theirs, so while a 10-month lead time seems like a long time, apparently not in today's world. But he would like to at least get that order placed. The bill won't be till next year, so we can cover the cost and any preparation for
Okay.
next year. You only have the invoice for one because you haven't got the invoice for the other one yet, but the cost is in there.
Okay.
So $109,176 for
That's one.
one of them, yeah. That's with the bed and snowplow and everything.
Okay.
And then, $111,696 for the second. I'm happy to answer any questions I can.
Were they stainless steel beds?
Yeah.
How much was the other one?
111,600.
On the agenda.
Okay.
All right,
Sorry.
are these a replacement of others?
Replacement of 2 trucks which will sell, either on the county website or got deals or something like that.
We got the OTA, they put stuff in their, monthly.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can set a minimum and try that. We've had, it's amazing to me what people will pay on an auction site. Whitewater's had good success, Cleves has had good success. Real quick personal, Whitewater was selling a small press that they didn't use in the maintenance department. You can buy it at home at, Harbor Freight for about $180. I was watching it thinking, I'll pick it up for my place if I can get it for around $100. It went for over $250.
Yeah,
People just get on
we've used the county auction list many times now. We've made significant more money than trade them in.
Yeah.
So we've been doing that for about 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he comes out, the county guy comes out, takes pictures for free, posts for free and everything. So
Yeah.
we'll utilize that on a few trucks we're replacing. So I'll go ahead and make a motion, that we go ahead and purchase 2 dump trucks. Was there any more discussions or?
I mean, we've been happy with this dealer, or any other recommendations as far as whether we need to look at any other options? Or?
They like the vehicles, they've had them before, there's state minimum. So, just if you're going to another Ford dealer, that's what we're gonna buy.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and make a motion that we purchase 2 trucks that's stated. One's the 109,176 and truck 2 is 111,696. I'll make a motion to go forward and purchase both of those trucks.
And it is your recommendation as well, Mr. Correct? Okay, I will second the motion. And Cindy, you're okay with it, sir?
Yes, for next year. Cause I know Ronnie's talked to me before about it too, so, for next year.
Sure.
But yeah.
Okay, second.
Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Reiniger?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
We'd like to consider a resolution 2023-14 to place a additional levy on the March primary ballot for the waste collection. As everybody knows, our waste collection levy went down pick up the garbage curbside. Any discussion on this?
Yeah, this is to go to the Board of Elections. We got your approval from the county. So this is the second resolution to take everything to the Board of Elections to get it on the March ballot.
No discussion for me.
So the board of elections, everybody is kind of approve this and the language and everything?
They will.
Okay.
This was, prepared by Mr. Ewing.
Perfect. Okay, I will second.
Yeah.
Did you,
Huh?
did they move?
I did
Yes.
not.
Oh, I thought you
No, I
did.
didn't, I just said I didn't have any
Oh, I'm
discussion.
sorry.
I'll make a motion though that we go move forward with the, motion on referring, empty waste garbage to the county, right?
Board of Elections?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll make that a motion.
I will second.
All right, Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Reiniger?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
That's still just a half a mil, right?
Yes, increase, but we
Half
have
a
to
mil
put the
increase.
whole thing on because it was not voted in, so the whole thing will be on. Two and a quarter.
They're two
2 and
separate.
3/4.
No, they'll be together.
Put together.
Yeah, because we lost the
We
levy.
lost the other one.
So we're basically starting over. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Gotcha.
Need to sign something, you guys go to sign?
Yeah.
I have it.
I got it for you. Then
Yeah, we got it.
Thank you, then. Tim has my backup copies.
And along with, I guess everybody saw the addendum that Rumpke sent us to maintain garbage collection from January through April 1st. You see the addendum?
The extension of that, yeah, that's gonna be on your agenda for
Next
week.
week, next one, 20. Okay. Right. Okay, the consider resolution 2023-15 prohibiting the cultivation, processing, retail sale of adult use cannabis within Miami Township, Hamilton County.
The purpose of this, was to update the existing resolution number 2018-01 to, take into account the current issue 2 that passed in November. So this renewing updated that to meet the new requirements, so it's up for your consideration.
Basically, this is just making sure that we're in compliance based on the new, ballot initiative that passed in November, to continue what we had done previously in 2018, which was prior to my coming on board, but just continue that, but just have new updated.
Correct, and the only addition I could find in this is the, cultivation at home. We're prohibiting that in this,
And this
The
one.
the original resolution specifically specified that incorporated area of Miami Township. Do we need to do that?
we did not feel that way, I
I
guess.
didn't feel that way, but the original, resolution in 2001 specified the unincorporated, we really can't. We're not trying to dictate anything to the villages.
I don't think we've heard that, I think we find it.
I think we ought to go ahead and put the unincorporated area, that's what's on the original,
Okay.
and that way, you know, we're not interfering with what the villages want to do.
And I can
Yeah, I did real quick. So Jim, we talked about this, so this is, I know you read it, that it's replacing our previous one we have. Are we addressing that in here? Cause I didn't see it.
No, we can update our regulations at this time, so it doesn't really need to say replacing that, but we can make sure that in minutes.
Okay, alright, I just wanted to, just to verify.
Yes, sir.
No, I don't have any discussion.
Well, if there's nothing else, I would propose that we ask Alex, just so it's a clean copy, to make that brief amendment that Trustee Granger recommends, and I agree with, that would be in the unincorporated area, and then make a motion that we pass the, do we need to make a motion, or do we just agree to sign? Okay, I'll make a
Yeah.
motion that we, agree to, Resolution 2023-15, prohibiting the cultivation, processing, and retail sale of adult use cannabis, within Miami Township, Illinois County.
No, I'll second it.
All right. Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Reiniger?
Yes,
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
What, yeah, with the changes, yes.
With those, yeah.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Okay, on the agenda, we consider the quotes for, painting fire hydrants in the unincorporated area. We had two quotes, one was $95 per hydrant, and for some reason, he just wanted to paint them red, but we're not gonna paint them red. And the other one was $85 per hydrant, and, the recommendation was to make, there's 737 hydrants in the unincorporated area. This didn't include the villages. And I asked Cindy about the cost, and I wanted to do 245 a year, which would take it out for 3 years. And,
Can we just do it a year at a time?
yeah, we can do 245 per year over a 3-year period. Do 245, 245, gives up to 735.
Is this time, can I ask if this is time sensitive?
Please?
Well, could I ask you, I mean, this is a special meeting, wouldn't this be more appropriate to be on a regular meeting instead of a special meeting? We kind of handle special time sensitive issues typically.
Well, it probably wouldn't make any difference if you got your 2 bids, you paid the 2 bids for well over a month.
The spreadsheet that our administrator provided us with has looks like 4 different
Those are the two levels.
bids here.
Yeah. So, if you'd like, between
I
the
didn't,
last meeting
I didn't
and
get to
now,
look at it, I'm sorry, go ahead.
we received 4 bids or quotes in total. Mr. Hughes submitted a price of $85 per hydrant and offered a deduct for paint. I met with him, this past Monday and asked him to provide the deduct for that, but he has not got back to me on that. The other bid from November 15th was $95,000. That's the one that the gentleman quoted red, but I'm sure we could ask for yellow. That was $95 per hydrant. We have one from Mr. Sandblasting, or Mr. Sandman Blasting Company, so he would be sandblasting, not wire wheeling. His price was $128.64 per hydrant. The person who, we found him by accident when we were talking about, with Mr. Miller, I was talking about the need to maybe sandblast some of the hydrants. So I called somebody that I knew that did sandblasting, and he said, "Are you talking about Whitewater?" And I said, "No, Miami." And he said, "I had that contract." So while we heard that that person might have gone out of business, he didn't go out of business. There's a discussion about how he ended up not finishing out the hydrants, but that notwithstanding, his price was $64 a hydrant, and we provide the paint because that's the way we've done it before. I checked with Marilee's, the price of that paint has doubled. Doesn't surprise me because it's an oil-based paint. So with his estimate of $15 per hydrant, he would be in at $79 a hydrant. If we took that $15 off of Mr. Hughes's price, then he would be at 70. But we can't project that onto him, but we could table it and wait for him to give us a deduct, although now that we've read these, it might not be fair. So, the other thing that, the original person had offered to do was, while he's doing the hydrants, he said if we provided the, food-based grease, he's gonna have to spend back the 5-inch caps anyway, so he would, put that grease on those things for $1 a hydrant, just as,
He was also gonna cut weed back when around it.
yeah.
Also,
They're all gonna have to do that.
just so we understand, all these bids came in after what we was told was the last bid day, right? I told
There's-
Ronnie Miller I want him on that Wednesday night,
Okay, then.
okay?
Yeah, if you told him that, I wasn't aware that you told him that.
I can't send an email.
Because I went back and listened to the October meeting and I asked Ms. Day to listen to it too. And, there wasn't anything said at that meeting. I did not realize that you had given that date.
Okay.
So,
And this guy here had the contract originally, which was in 2018 and 19. Why didn't he do anything? Why didn't he do it?
he says that there was a discrepancy in getting an invoice paid. And he felt like he had to keep going back to Chief Lacy to get the invoice paid. And the chief told him that we were suspending the project and we wouldn't be doing any more hydrants until he let him know. That's his story, side of the story.
Right. Chief Lacy said he did not tell him that, number one. Number two, I had a contract for $128,640. I think I came to the board, it always gets paid, don't you?
Right.
If he had told me, I don't know if an invoice has never been paid by this township.
I think it didn't have any, my understanding, didn't have anything to do with you or Cindy. It was getting it submitted. And, one of the firemen who was overseeing that program back then recalled that, but there's no trail of that. I had the last invoice that was paid when Cindy got it.
Do we have a
She paid it in a
contract?
timely
Do we have a
manner.
contract? I asked for a contract a week ago, a copy of the contract.
As far as I can tell, it was a verbal contract, but there was no written contract.
I mean, there seems to be a lot of uncertainty, and over all of this, and again, this is just me, but I don't think we're gonna start painting hydrants in, January or whatever, so I don't know why we would need to deal with this on a timely, on a special meeting in the end of December. We could probably straighten some of this out to give more time to look for this contract, or to get something in writing from whoever this Brinson is, whatever, and then deal with it at a later time. It's just my thought.
I was hoping we'd wait till next week, because I was hoping Mr. Hughes would get us that deduct so we could have an apples and apples comparison.
Right.
I think we owe that to him, but
We owe who what?
we owe Mr. Hughes that, I believe. There was also some questions floating around out there about Mr. Hughes' company. He filed his corporation papers on the 10th of November, gave us that bid on, or quote, on the 12th. So he is a licensed LLC.
We have the paperwork on the other one.
Probably from before, but we can
Okay,
ask.
well, I wanna see that too, then, because if you wanna go apples to apples, then we need his contract
Oh,
paperwork.
I just wanted to let the public know that, he is a legitimate company, it's licensed with the state.
So Mike, you wanna table this then until the?
Well, I'm just bringing it up for discussion, because it seems like there's a lot of questions surrounding all of this, and if we have these outstanding questions, then possibly we should wait. I don't know, it's just a thought.
The only problem I have is all these other bids are coming in after Mr. Hughes' construction company, Jason's construction company submitted a bid, so it makes you wonder if that his bid made, gotten out what fuel made none of it. I mean, you know, that's a question I'd have.
Well,
But we always get asked for more than one bid.
if we're gonna wait.
But if they didn't come in at the due date, we didn't wait around till we got another bid. We did, went ahead and did the job.
But do we have a due
I didn't
date
know we had a
in
due
public?
date.
I didn't know anything about the due date, and sounds like Cindy didn't either.
I didn't know anything about it.
But if Mr. Hughes is gonna give us a deduct for the paint, which is gonna affect the final price, we might as well consider that. So
That would be my
That's my
recommendation.
recommendation too, that we. we'll
So
take it
everybody
till
does
next
know the
week.
numbers at this point.
That's-
So whether we allow,
So, and then we can go, that'll put
Next
him
week.
down, So let's do that, since we took one from, Mr. Brinson, and we'll take a deduct from Mr. Hughes, and then we'll.
That was in his original, price that he would give us the deduct for paint if we purchased it. The other thing I'm sure this is one way or another a typo, but something that I would like to clarify with him. If you check out his proposal, which is directly behind the spreadsheet that I did the analysis on. At the top of the page, it says unit price $85. At the bottom of the page, it says the unit price is $88, based on 1,000 hydrants. We should also make sure that they realize that because the villages aren't included, that there's, I'm sorry if I don't remember the exact number of hydrants, but we should let them know that there are only
37.
737 hydrants.
Yeah, Cleese has 160 and West Bend has 90.
I'm fairly sure that we should, at least I would like to offer the villages the opportunity to piggyback onto our price, because I think either of the prices are gonna be a fair price. So we should at least make that offer to them if you're okay with that.
well, and I also like that whoever this last bidder is, I don't know any of these, but, is doing that lubricant, with the threads. I think from what I hear that is a good maintenance, step to take. I mean, I don't know, do we, I don't know that we ever ask for bids for any of these things.
We didn't.
So
This
do we?
bid here was just a bid we went out for, like we do bids all the time, like you've done bids, I've done bids, he's done bids. Ask Ronnie to get bids, and he gets bids, and we come in.
But do we say we want bids with, for this kind of paint, with the lubricant for the threads?
We
You know,
lubricate the threads.
and what kind of paint, and whether we're doing an offsetting, and, you know, if they purchase or we purchase or whatever. Basically standardize this so that it is apples to apples, and then say, you know, this is what we're looking, this is the service we're looking for, and then put it out there, and then let everybody have a chance to give the best, you know, their best, effort to get whatever that bid is, and then it's not coming in piecemeal here and there, and everybody, you know, it's sort of a standard process, and everybody gets a chance. Just a thought.
As we move forward, actually, when I met with Mr. Hughes, to discuss past history and things when the projects have been quoted, he said that he would like to see that, and I told him my goal was to take the work that you wanted done and to standardize that so that we're asking for apples and apples. For instance, the paint that we had been using in the past was a Rust-Oleum product. Mr. Hughes indicated that he uses a Sherman-Williams, so we could ask for quotes with Rust-Oleum, then accept the deduct for a different product, because if he can buy that at a better price, and Sherman-Williams is a reputable paint, I wouldn't have a problem with that, and who knows, it may be more. But in the future going forward, I would like to ask for specific work and products as we move forward,
Well,
so that everybody's giving us a quote on the same thing.
And I couldn't agree with you more, and I guess for this situation, because, again, we're not gonna start painting, you know, in January, I assume, couldn't we just do that with this and put it out there and say, again, these are the standards we're looking for, and then give everybody an opportunity to give their best quote?
I would be glad to do
Start
that.
right
I
now.
also have been told that in the past, we asked the contractor to start this project after school was out and finish their yearly amount before school starts, so that we're not stopping the school buses while we're painting a fire hydrant and delaying them, which makes good sense to me, but it's something that I'm sure the other two bidders probably weren't aware of that.
So that'd be another thing to put in there, and we're looking at June anyway.
I would,
It sounds like.
I would be glad at your
Well,
direction to do that, or. if you
Independent
decide to act on-
contractors usually try to line up their work, they don't bid day to day.
Yeah,
You work out in the community, you know that.
I agree with that.
They don't start work tomorrow, they
But we
try to
could-
line up contracts
Yeah.
for what you got coming up.
But we could do it in January or February, or, you know, whatever, and still give them months in advance, notice to, I'm just.
Whatever you gentlemen
Something to
decide.
Okay, so what do you wanna do on this bid? You guys wanna table it, or what do you wanna do? So I make a motion, that we're gonna do it.
Yeah, let's table it, and then, we just have Jim contact all four of them. And resubmit with itemized exactly what we want, and there's something else I thought of, we probably want the paint to be reflective, cause that needs to be in there also.
Surprisingly, the bonnets were painted with a reflective glass bead in them, and both Mr. Gimbel from the,
Thank you.
from the fire department, and, someone else had mentioned to me, go check out the tops of those. That glass beading is holding water and moisture apparently, and they're turning green. So the recommendation was that we not do that, because now they're less reflective because they're holding the dirt and holding the mold. So, I was shocked too, but I rode up East Miami River Road and down Dog Trot, and by golly, they're holding that green. I'll get pictures of it and send to you. It's amazing. I would never have thought that.
And if we table it, maybe also give you time, if you wanna reach out to the villages, like was
Right.
mentioned by others, to see if they want to partner on this effort or not, and then we can get a better scope of.
Having been a fireman and, you know, a lot of places where I was a fireman included, people used to go out and hand paint the hydrants. And, when you get to a fire and you need a hammer to get your hydrant wrench down on the top of the fire hydrant, on the nut, that slows the process down, and, so, yeah, there's probably some benefit to them, and I don't think they'll get the price.
So let's table it, put it back out to those four with an itemized list, of the exact same list on the exact same day, what they're doing.
So, are you making that motion?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Reiniger?
Abstain.
Okay, Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Okay, I think that's all you got on your agenda,
Mhm.
except the motion to adjourn. No motion to adjourn?
I will make a motion.
I was second.
All right. Mr. Blanton?
Yes.
Mr. Reiniger?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.